Hey guys, it's Kai. From a shark with chainsaw teeth to a megalodon, here are 11 terrifying creatures of the past. Number 11. SPINO-SAURUS. The SPINO-SAURUS is one of the most spectacular and terrifying creatures that has ever roamed the earth. The SPINO-SAURUS is currently the largest of all known carnivorous dinosaurs, including the T-Rex. Although the exact size is being discussed, recent findings and studies indicate that the SPINO-SAURUS may have reached 41 to 59 feet in length and weighed more than 20 tons. It had an elongated crocodile-like skull and a muzzle filled with approximately 64 straight conical teeth. Evidence indicates that it was semi-aquatic, so there was no way to escape from this dinosaur and fish devourer. It had lengthened neural spikes moving along his back. This created a canvas-like structure that made him look even bigger and more terrifying. Number 10. HELICOPRION. The enigma of this strange fish starts with a bizarre fossil. Many have tried to understand and explain how to classify it. The HELICOPRION has baffled scientists and intellectuals for hundreds of years. By 2013, the only remains found of this creature were fossilized teeth in a circular shape. Even though most researchers were on the fence concerning the location of the teeth, it didn't stop the reconstructions and illustrations of the creature to take liberties with them and place them all over the body. When some parts of the jaw were discovered, the location of the teeth resembling a circular saw was finally agreed upon to be on the lower jaw. A strange fact was that there were no upper teeth, so it turns out that this creature could chew and bite at the same time. The jaw would close by rotating the teeth back like a circular saw. The whirlwind of teeth formed as they continued to grow outward, in time creating a spiral. The teeth on the outer end were small and gradually increased in size. Number 9. SMILODON. This saber-toothed cat lived in the Americas during the Pleistocene era. It was about the size of modern lions and tigers, and it used its massive upper body strength to pin its prey to the ground. After that, its serrated 11-inch long teeth would come into play for piercing the throat or making a puncture wound in its victim's lungs. Anyway, if he pinned you down, those long teeth would break the surface of your skin and sink into your flesh. Although its bite may be less powerful than the modern big cats, it still makes a terrifying creature. Number 8. DUNKLEOSTEUS. This 33-foot-long Devon-era armored fish had no teeth, but its jaw contained razor-sharp bumps that it could use to punch holes through and cut its prey. These bone structures grew non-stop, and they would interlap the ones on the lower jaw to create a type of self-sharpening system that maintained the effectiveness of the bite. This would ensure that the teeth were always ready to enter armored prey such as arthropods, ammonites, and other fish. This 4-ton monster fish patrolled near the coastline and grabbed prey by opening and closing its mouth within the time frame of 50 to 60 milliseconds. With so many DUNKLEOSTEUS fossils discovered, paleontologists know a great deal about the behavior and physiology of this prehistoric creature. For example, there is some evidence that individuals of this kind occasionally cannibalized when prey ran low. The analysis of the DUNKLEOSTEUS jaw bones showed that this vertebral can bite at a force of about 8,000 pounds per square inch, putting him in the same league bite-wise both with the Tyrannosaurus rex and the giant megalodon. And now for number 7. But first, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on more videos like these. Number 7. LIVYATAN MELVILLEI. This extinct whale is referred to as the monstrous sea creature Leviathan of the Old Testament. That when he ascends, the mighty are terrified. They retreat before its demise. And to Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick, the novel. It's a tale of a white whale that terrorizes a captain and ultimately leads to his death and the destruction of his ship. LIVYATAN MELVILLEI is associated with the modern sperm whale such as Moby Dick and lived during the Miocene era. With a length of 44 to 57 feet and a skull 10 feet high with 14.5-inch long teeth, it wasn't something you would want swimming underneath you. These are the longest teeth used for feeding known to any existing or extinct animal. It fed on large prey that dwelled near the surface of the water, including whales. This whale probably became so large due to the fact that it was in direct competition for food with the megalodon. Number 6. SARCOSUCHUS. The Sarcosuchus was a 40-foot-long, 10-ton, crocodile-like reptile from the Cretaceous era that lived in present-day Africa and South America. An amphibian predator that can easily transfer between land and water, it has little in its way when deciding what to include in its diet. It had a 6-foot-long skull that contained 132 teeth. What really puts this creature on the list is that the Sarcosuchus is larger than almost all dinosaurs who lived in the same environment, and the evidence points to a diet that included large loot. This monster feasted on dinosaurs. It is true that its diet consisted predominantly of fish, and the creature spent most of its time immersed in water. But the fact that it can easily take down something with the size of a Suchomimus is pretty terrifying. Number 5. ARTHROPLEURA. This is not something you would want to see crawling around in the woods when you're camping. The arthropod was a 8.5 long millipede from the Carboniferous era. It was an herbivore, probably feeding on dead plant matter like the modern-day Pinarials, but still creepy. And just because it won't try to eat you, doesn't stop it from being scary when it moves. Fossilized pathways have been discovered that show that the ARTHROPLEURA could move and maneuver quickly while fidgeting its hundreds of feet in a rhythm, which was enough to confuse and disturb anyone that witnessed its movement pattern. These were the largest terrestrial invertebrates of all time. It's unlikely that they had any predators. You wouldn't really want to mess with a creature like this. Think about the mere sight of it standing on its hind legs and looking you in the eyes. Ugh. Number 4. TITANOBOA. If you have ophiophobia, this one is especially for you. The TITANOBOA was a 42-foot-long snake that lived during the Paleocene era. Scientific evidence suggests that it hunts like crocodiles do today, stalking its prey, partially submerged near the water's edge, waiting to snatch thirsty, unsuspecting animals. It struck from the water and wrapped itself around a target, delivering a horrible, suffocating death. The creature lived in the rainforest of South America, where the climate was warmer than the tropics of today. These ambient conditions allowed for cold-blooded reptiles to grow way larger than modern counterparts. Not even the boldest and most fearless adventurer of today could hold a candle to the terrifying TITANOBOA. Number 3. Megalodon. This 59-meter shark lived and hunted in the same waters as the LIVYATAN MELVILLEI. It had massive 7-foot-wide jaws containing 5 rows of about 276 sharp-edged teeth, which were made to cut and grasp powerful prey. Sharks have skeletons made of cartilage that are not usually preserved in the fossil record, and therefore the jaws of the megalodon and a few fossils are all paleontologists have. The body shape of the megalodon is probably similar to the great white shark. Sharks in general are known for shaking their head all around after biting to increase the strength and damage of the bite. The fossil evidence of teeth found stuck in whale vertebrae indicates that the megalodon was an active predator of large sea creatures. Their chompers had an incredibly tough structure that would rarely crack, even if forcefully biting onto something as strong as a whalebone, for example. Number 2. Giganotosaurus. The Giganotosaurus was 43 feet long, larger than the T-Rex, but only by several feet. It had a 5.2-foot-long skull with 64 8-inch long, thick, serrated teeth that were created to cut flesh. Although they couldn't break bones like the T-Rex. This beast is from the Cretaceous period and lived in the present-day Argentina. Evidence suggests that the Giganotosaurus was a pack hunter and hunted large sauropods. This would make him the only theropod who actively hunted sauropods. Another interesting feature is that its lower jaw was slightly enlarged, allowing it to cope with smaller prey. It wouldn't be a problem for it to catch and devour an insignificant, compared to its size, bipedal mammal if it had the chance. We can rest assured that there's no way we can be snatched by this creature because it's extinct. At least until a mad scientist decides to bring it back to life. Certainly not looking forward to that. Number 1. JAEKELOPTERUS. 3 words. Giant sea scorpion. That's right. This 8-foot arthropod lived in the water and had pincers like the modern-day crab. Honestly, all Euripides are scary, and this whole video could have been exclusively about how awful these things look. Many of them are ominously similar to the extraterrestrial antagonist of the Alien movies. The JAEKELOPTERUS is simply put a fuel for nightmares. The scorpion in question had a segmented body with numerous specialized limbs, some with protruding bony spines. It had lightning-fast claws to catch passing fish, with the largest found specimen having an 18-inch gnarly claw. Smaller sea scorpions are known to have crawled ashore to mate and even shed their outer skin. Imagine finding the remains of an old coat of one of these monsters on shore just before you hop in the water. Best be getting out of there. Thanks for watching. Which of these creatures terrifies you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye.